Hello and welcome back to Before the Medicine podcast. I am your host, Akira Johnson. We have met now over the last several weeks. So thank you so much for tuning in if this is your first time and coming back if it's not. I am in a bit of a different setup with things being new and the production and filming. I will be trying out different angles just to kind of see what works. So thanks for being one of the inaugural people to witness that and tolerating that with me. So today we're going to talk about a topic. I feel like I said this every week that I get really excited about and is a big part of my practice and actually a huge part of why I started this kind of work that I was teaching beyond the office walls, just my clinical setting, so that I could make more of an impact without having to, which is hence before the medicine, writing a script, prescribing some sort of regimen that involved procedural workup or treatment, but where we can start with some of those ideas and mindsets that help to shape our health and our healing potential. So specifically for this one, we're talking about sabotaging your health by engaging in or being stuck in limiting beliefs, maybe not even knowing that you have them. But if this is in any way keeping you sick, keeping your health journey stalled, or just not being able to experience optimal wellness that results in your best self that you see on this journey, then this episode will be for you. So these are not beliefs more than likely that you have created. They are likely ones that you've inherited, the ones that whisper in the back of your mind and throughout your developmental years, sometimes repeated by family members, reinforced by certain cultural aspects or social settings that you don't even question because it's always been that way, let's say. But these are some of the beliefs like these health problems run in my family, or there's nothing that I can do about it. My body is just set up this way, or even I'm too old to change now. I guess the flip side could be considered where, you're too young to be able to impact said health issue. But by the end of today, by the end of this episode, you'll be able to identify three of the most common limited health beliefs that may be keeping you stuck and understand how these beliefs sabotage your wellness on a physiological level, and learn my exact frame for how I talk with my patients and individuals that I'm coaching to empower this health narrative and create some transformation. Hopefully there's some tools you can get from this episode in those ways. So stay with me because this mindset shift, it's going to be the difference between managing symptoms and actually healing. So let's get into it. The limiting beliefs that you've been taught about your wellness, they aren't just thoughts. They are actual barriers, physiological barriers to your healing in some cases. I want you to think about, when is the last time you questioned what you believed about your health? Not what you want to believe, but what you actually believe deep down when no one's listening. I'm going to give some examples here. So I'll never be healthy because everyone in my family has diabetes, or my body just doesn't respond like other people's do. I've tried everything. Nothing works for me. These aren't just negative thoughts. They're limiting beliefs that fulfill themselves. They're self-fulfilling prophecies. And as a physician who's been doing this about a decade and a half, I've mentioned before, I watch these beliefs block my patients from being able to experience full healthy lives, being able to actually live out their health. So I'm here to tell you that some of these beliefs actually shape your biology, and the beliefs that you've been taught about your wellness, the ones that are keeping you sick, there's a way around that. So the most common and limiting health beliefs, we'll talk about some of those. It's not a all inclusive list, but why they actually can sabotage your wellness. First, we'll start by identifying some of the beliefs that most people carry without even realizing that these are beliefs that are blocking wellness and health transformations. So, belief number one, limiting belief number one, everyone in my family has said disease, insert. And so I will too. This is one of the most commonly limiting beliefs that I hear in my practice. You've watched family members struggle with diabetes, let's say, heart disease, obesity, chronic illness, and you've accepted this as your fate. I sit people down in my office and they'll just say, well, I'm just waiting on my turn to have said disease. That not even trying, not even asking what else can be done. And it's really a harmful way of thinking, but also very disheartening that this is what they assume has to be their fate without other options. So here's what the research shows. Genetics load the gun, but lifestyle would be what pulls the trigger. Your family history is information, but it's not destiny. And studies show that lifestyle factors such as nutrition, stress management, movement, adequate sleep, it can override more than 80% of genetic predisposition. The belief sabotage here is when you believe disease is inevitable, your brain doesn't activate the motivation pathways needed for preventative behavior change. Instead, you operate from resignation instead of agency. The limiting belief literally shuts down your body's natural motivation to make wellness changes. Think about that. As we move on to limiting belief number 2, my body is always been this way. There's no way to fix it. There's no way to change it. This limiting belief often develops after years of trying diets, trying treatments or wellness programs that didn't actually work for you. You've internalized this failure as proof that your body is uniquely broken. But here's the truth. Your body is not broken. It's communicating. Symptoms aren't necessarily failures. And even if those are symptoms of perceived success not achieved, then what are these signals trying to tell you? What is your body trying to tell you instead that it needs? When you reframe broken as needs different support, then transformation becomes possible. So where's the belief sabotage in this limiting belief? Research in psychoneuroimmunology, that's a mouthful, shows that beliefs about your body's capacity directly can affect immune function, inflammation levels, and healing capacity. So when you believe that your body is broken or inherently unable to heal or optimize in a certain way, you do trigger a chronic stress response that actually can impair healing. That's pretty deep. That's something to really think about and to understand how powerful your beliefs can be. This limiting belief creates the very dysfunction that you're fearing. And limiting belief number 3, I'm too old, I'm too busy, I'm too tired to change now. So with this limiting belief, this uses circumstances as evidence. I'm too old for my metabolism to change. I'm too busy to prioritize that right now. I'm too tired to start anything new. I've heard all of these. These beliefs feel factual because they're tied to actual circumstances, but the circumstances aren't limiting. Your beliefs about what's possible within those circumstances are. The belief sabotage in this case is with behavioral psychology. It's been shown that when you believe change is impossible, your brain stops scanning for opportunities and solutions. Think about getting a new car. Think about the color. Think about all of a sudden, or you even get that car and all of a sudden you see that car everywhere. Do you really think that car appeared at the same time because everyone had the same idea to buy it as you? Or it's been there and you've just not paid attention to it until it was in your mind and in your focus? The latter is what's true. With a previous limiting belief, you see obstacles instead of options. This health belief filters your reality to conform to what you already believe, keeping you stuck in patterns that prevent wellness transformation. The belief sabotage in this case. Behavioral psychology shows that when you believe change is impossible, your brain will stop scanning for opportunities and solutions. So you're just going to get more of what you are thinking. It's keeping you stuck in the pattern that prevents the ultimate transformation that will take you to a more desired outcome. So, how to rewrite the limiting beliefs and what is the framework of this kind of transformation? This is what I use with my patients, clients that I'm working with to empower a different health narrative. One, identify the limiting belief. Identify your limiting belief. That's going to be the first thing you do. Write down the story you've been telling yourself and be as specific as you can. I believe my body can't lose weight because I've tried everything, for example. Or I believe I'm destined for diabetes because everyone in my family has it. When you write this down, this is without judgment. You're just being as clear as possible to work through the exercise. Step 2, acknowledge what's factually true. And here's what I mean. Separate fact from interpretation. It's true that everybody in my family or many members in my family have diabetes. And it's also true that lifestyle factors determine whether or not I develop it. The and creates space between the inherited belief, that limited belief, and the current reality. This reframe is crucial for overcoming health limiting beliefs because there is that space and where you can see an opportunity of a different outcome for yourself. Number 3, rewire from a place of agency. Transform your limiting belief by asking, what can I control? What empowered action can I take? Instead of everyone in my family has diabetes, and so I will have it too. Rewrite that as I've witnessed family members manage diabetes, which makes me proactive about lifestyle choices that reduce my risk factors. This wellness mindset transformation shifts you from victim to author of your health story. Step number 4, create evidence for your new belief. Your brain needs proof. Start small, make one choice aligned with the new belief. Move your body for 10 minutes, choose a nourishing meal. Start with maybe even researching what a nutrient dense or nourishing meal would mean for you and your needs. Schedule adequate rest. Each action, each aligned action becomes evidence that your new belief is true. This is how you transform health beliefs through practice and not waiting for perfection. What changes when you rewrite your health beliefs? So you do all these things, you identify, you rewrite the story, but what can you expect? So when you transform limiting beliefs about your wellness into empowering narratives, everything shifts. Your motivation increases because you believe change is possible. Your stress response regulates as beliefs about capacity can affect your cortisol levels, as we talked about. Your behavior starts to align naturally. Once you identify with the new belief that you've created, then consistent action will follow that. Your healing capacity strengthens. Remember, we talked about that long word, psychoneural immunology. Well, that shows us how your actual belief affects your immune and inflammatory functions. This isn't just positive thinking, it's rewiring the beliefs that shape your biology. When you overcome health limiting beliefs, you start to unlock wellness transformation as your body has been capable of all along. And doesn't that just sound so amazing? So, I really enjoy giving out homework. It's the natural teacher in me, but also, again, as a way for you to stay engaged and accountable to yourself. You don't have to worry about being accountable to anyone other than you, but challenge yourself this week by identifying and rewriting one limiting health belief. You don't need to go through the whole profile. Maybe you don't have a long list. You feel like you can handle more, but I think one is a good start. Here's the assignment. I want you to choose that belief, and it's one that you've been carrying around about your wellness. Put it through that 4-step framework that we talked about. Write both versions, the limiting belief you've been taught and the empowered belief that you are now claiming, not just loosely stating, not a wish out in the distance, but you are claiming this as your new identity. Then take action. It can be a teeny tiny micro action. It can be as big as you can handle, but can maintain throughout the week that aligns with this new belief. I would start with one and then see how that transformation begins for you and where you can build upon that. So after this episode and before you get to your homework, What is one limiting belief that you've been taught that you are actually ready to rewrite? Drop it in the comment section below. I would love to read it. I would love to hear where you feel stuck. I promise to write back and we can start with rewriting this together, especially if you need help in getting started with the week's challenge or the week's homework. So as we wrap up, of course, I am thanking you for tuning in this week. I appreciate your time. I don't take that lightly. I would like you to get out of here. I would like you to enjoy your life and don't hesitate to upgrade your lifestyle choices to match with the highest you that you desire to see and experience. I hope to see you next week.